7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we're engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We're met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. Brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, consecrated it far above our power to add or detract. The world will little, note, or long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here so nobly advanced. It's rather for us to be here dedicated to that great task remaining before us. That from these honored dead we take increased devotion to the cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that they have not died in vain. That this nation, under God, with a government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. I will try to stand for the remainder of this hour-and-a-half speech. If I have to sit down, please help me. Thank you all for being here. This is a wonderful crowd and a tribute to all of those who we are memorializing today. These words that I have just spoken were the immortal words spoken by the President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, at a dark time in the history of our great nation. America needed words of comfort and encouragement at that time. When I was a child in the South, Memorial Day, as the commander has alluded to, was more of a church function than a function related to veterans organizations. It was called Decoration Day, as he pointed out. It was celebrated by picnics either on the church ground or on the cemetery grounds. And then after lunch, and sometimes even before, flowers and flags were placed on the graves of loved ones. After World War II, the veteran aspect became more prominent, and in 1971 it was declared and made a federal holiday by the federal government. Contrary to what the commander has said, I'm going to have to disagree with him a little bit on who gets the honor of having created Memorial Day. In the past, several cities, the ones that he mentioned, have claimed to have been the birthplace of Memorial Day. But in 1966, the federal government finally gave this honor to Waterloo, New York. Here, Major General John A. Logan in 1868 proclaimed May 30th as a special day for honoring Union soldiers who had perished during the Civil War. There has been a lot of controversy on that. From this and various days in the South, who observe these days and other days for their dead, did the present Memorial Day evolve? It may be noted that this day in many southern states still is celebrated on a different day than May 30th. They have a different day on which to honor their dead. However, now all 50 states proclaim May 30th as the official day on which the fallen of past and present wars are given their due respects. Pardon me. I hope you're not all too hot. Warm. This is a true story I'm about to tell you. I have stood before the tomb of the original unknown soldier in Arlington Cemetery, and I wondered who he was. I tried to picture him as a little boy. I tried to think of his mother looking out the window, wondering when her little boy was coming home. And tried to feel as she might have felt when she was told her little boy was not coming home. He was now a casualty, missing in action. He would not make that final journey back into her loving arms. You wonder how many grieving mothers have stood before all the tombs that are there now, and there are 3, wanting to reach inside and again touch that one who was so dear to them. But it would not be, for here lies those whose names are known only in heaven, only to be revealed and reunited on that great resurrection day. We assemble here again today, all of you, all of these men on this front stage, to honor, as President Lincoln did, all of those who have gone before and since President Lincoln, who made the supreme sacrifice, their lives, to further assure that this great nation will remain free and strong. They have preserved the freedoms of speech, of religion, the right to assemble, the freedom to oppose those in office and to remove them if their job performance has not been adequate. They have preserved the precious right of voting. Let us all strive then, all of you here, to be good keepers of these freedoms that have been reserved by so many brave men and women who have gone before us. Let us hallow the ground they have walked on and remember and honor them on this Memorial Day as heroes on this day of remembrances. God bless America, the land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through a light that is bright from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless my dear America, my home, sweet home. Now all of you sing.